Welcome in, everybody. Week 5, Fantasy Wall Street with the professor. How we doing tonight, buddy?
Good. How are you, Kyle?
I would be doing better if Week 4 had been much of an improvement fantasy-wise over Week 3, but it was not. But I can feel it. The turn is coming. The preseason games out of the way. Week 5 is where all of these people start turning things around. But you got some names for us to buy before they do. Buy low. Hit us with numero uno.
Yeah. So for the first guy tonight, I'm looking at Mr. J.K. Dobbins. You know, J.K. is kind of a hot name the past couple of years. Of course, not knowing what to expect coming into this season. Looks to be healthy. We know that the Chargers, Harbaugh, want to run the football. He's dominating the touches. You know, he's seeing more than 65% of the snap share. This past week, he had over 70%. And he currently is a top 15 RB in fantasy, surprisingly.
Which is wild.
Which is wild, right? Crazy. And they just went through their most difficult part of the season for fantasy running backs. And for the rest of the season, he has a top 3 running back schedule. And so I think we're going to continue to see him really dominate the snaps. We're going to see him dominate the touches. We're going to see this offense continue to get in sync. Hopefully we see Herbert back fully healthy. And I'm expecting this as a great kind of buy low opportunity on Dobbins.
Yeah, I regret to inform that I own 0 shares of J.K. Dobbins in any of my leagues for obvious reasons, honestly. Like, he's never been healthy. Like, it was knees, Achilles. Like, it was always significant injuries in Baltimore. And so I didn't go anywhere near him. But now I'm kicking myself thinking of how cheap I could have had this RB2 in the draft. And now it's going to cost me to go buy him. But maybe not as much now as it will in a week or two.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's the name of the game, baby.
That is the name of the game. Yeah, I hear you. The only reason why I have stock in him because I was able to grab him off waivers. So it cost me fab money, but that's the only reason.
That's still, I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right. Who's number 2?
Number two on my list, a guy that you might not be surprised so much to hear. Again, you know, creating these buy lists and trying to grab guys who are maybe at a low or good buying opportunity. Some of them are going to be players you might not think. Others are going to be guys that maybe are higher up in the pecking order. And so one of those players is Trey McBride with the Arizona Cardinals. We know that the tight end position this year in fantasy has been a little bit of a train wreck. You know, McBride did suffer that concussion in week 3, missed week 4. And so he only went 3 for 25 in week 3, and then missing week 4 might kind of open up a little bit of a buying window. But this guy is one of the league leaders at the tight end position, both in routes run, in target share, routes run, and then targets per routes run. You know, he's kind of up there real high with other tight ends like Jake Ferguson and Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert, I think, is just a result of the injuries to A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. And so McBride, for me, really, if you're looking for a tight end, you want to grab a tight end, you're struggling at the tight end position, this is a guy I'd be willing to pay a little bit of a price for him too. So even though I say buy low, maybe buy him what his value or what he's worth right now, but this is a guy I think who could really help separate your team at the tight end position rest of the season.
No, I totally agree because, like you said, the tight end position this year is just abysmal. It's a dumpster fire. Yeah. It's horrible. And we saw kind of a resurgence at the position last year. It was really deep, a bunch of guys performing really well. Now it feels like we're back to super top heavy. Like, if you don't have Bowers or McBride, you're at a significant disadvantage in your leagues this year. So it's worth it to pay even what he was worth before the injury. Like you said, like, just get this guy on your roster. He's going to give you an advantage. And it hurts me to say all that because I have always been a proponent of the tight end position and that advantage if you get a good one. but all the ones that did me good last year are doing me dirty this year, and so it's been tough.
No, 100%. I agree.
All right, number 3.
Last guy is someone I talk about quite a bit. Love the player. Of course, he's been hurt with the injury to Tua, but another player at the running back position for me is Achane. He's an RB1 talent, dominating touches in this offense. They've not been able to figure out how to get this offense back on track. But if you can get through this week, you've got the bye in week 6, get through week 7. They're talking about Tua coming back in week 8. Hopefully they're able to turn this thing around a little bit before Tua comes back. But this is another running back with an elite talent profile who has a tremendous rest of season schedule. And I don't know that you're ever going to be able to buy him at the type of low he's at right now. It's almost pennies on the dollar. I think, most guys that I know of are looking to unload Achane. And so he's a guy, even if you can kind of you just have to weather the next couple of weeks, try to get to week 8. But even if Tua does not come back week 8 the way that things seem to be trending, I've got a firm belief that they're going to be able to get this thing figured out in Miami.
Yeah, I agree. Achane is so good. He's too good to keep down for long. So I agree with you. Buy him while you can, because once he starts blowing up again, nobody's going to sell him. I completely agree. Yeah. All right. Everybody, good luck in your trades. If you have trade questions, need to know other guys to buy, hit up the Fantasy Sports Advice app, fantasyfootballadvice.com. People on there answering your questions 24/7. And good luck in your matchups this week. We'll see y'all next time.
Thanks, Kyle.